so tired. I'm so tired.
Is that the true professor?
Good morning, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Okay. It is 3:38 in the morning, and I that's kind of ugly looking in the background. I normally get up at 4 to hit the gym at 5 and get my day started, but I've been having such long days lately that I'm beat. Today I'm beat. I think that a lot of people, see my stuff and they see my content. They're just like, T, when do you rest? Do you not get tired? And I do. Today's one of those days where I'm beat. I could almost cry, actually. But on days like this, I get up in the morning, I start my doctoral school motivation playlist, and I just listen to something Nipsey Hussle or something Eric Thomas, and I just thank God for being here, because there's not a lot of Black PhD students. I mean, this is why I do this kind of stuff anyway, and I try to shift my focus from, man, I have to do such and such, and shift it to, I get to do such and such. And, some people would say like, oh, well, I don't know. I get various responses sometimes. Oh, this is crooked. And I think that, people try to come to my rescue and they're just like, well, T, you got to rest your body. And you do. I totally get that. I get that. But when you're getting a PhD, and not only is it lonely sometimes, but sometimes people don't understand the lengths to which, you have to go to make sure things get done, like getting up at 3:30 in the morning. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, good morning, y'all. I am about to, what am I doing? Okay, so I am about to go downstairs to my apartment complex's like little collaboration room, to just change my scenery for this morning's reading session, and to finish my mid-program review. So I'll talk a little bit more about what that is whenever I get in that workspace. I'm gonna wash my face, get some water, get some coffee, and then, in that next clip scene or whatever, we'll be down in that room. But essentially a mid-program review is like, once you hit your well, for me at least, I don't want to talk about anybody else's experience, but for me, once you hit that mid-program area, which I've been past the mid-program area, I just took last semester off because I was a little sad. I was a little depressed about the way that my life was moving at the time, and we can talk about that later too. And I had to move. It just was a whole lot going on. So I've been at mid-program review, but now my advisor is like, all right, T, like, you're almost done with coursework. Like, we got to get this in. And so mid-program review for us is where you're essentially meeting with your dissertation committee, you're meeting with some faculty, and they're just asking you, like, what have you been learning so far? They're trying to see, like, yeah, we know, we're looking at your GPA, we know that you're, getting through the courses, but are you actually soaking in the knowledge that we need you to get to go out and really make substantial change in the field or contribute substantially to the field? And so I have that this Friday. I'm nervous in the sense of, like, I want to make sure that I have everything together. I'm not nervous in the sense of being able to talk through my program and what I've learned, because, like, I've been in the trenches. But yeah, so it's a lot of pieces to the mid-program review that you have to submit. And for it to be due this Friday and I haven't turned anything in, it's kind of giving me some pause. But I just met with my advisor like 2 days ago, and so I'm hoping that they'll give me a little grace, but I know deep down somewhere in me, I need to get this done. So I'm going to wash my face, I'm going to play a little music, get myself together, and then in the next clip, we'll be down in my collaboration space, and I'll kind of show you all of the pieces that I have to have put together before this Friday. Whew. Side note, even my face is dry today because I just didn't get enough water yesterday. I didn't eat enough yesterday. That's another facet of, like, getting a PhD. Sometimes you just don't have time to do the normal things. My house is normally really pristine, but it's kind of things all over my bathroom that you can't see. But I just hired a housekeeper actually, so that every other week he comes in and he cleans and um, just does everything that I don't have time to do in between, like the going to class, teaching class, being a curriculum coordinator, like just all of the things. And so I pay for a service now to get my house clean. Now that is a luxury. And so I don't want to pretend like, oh, if you're getting a PhD program, get a housekeeper. That's a luxury that I have because I work full time too. And so I'm able to still support myself in those ways. So I don't recommend that as an additional expense if that's not where you're at in life. But what I do recommend is getting a friend, a family member that you can just say, hey, can I give you $20 to come and do my laundry? Can I give you nothing to do my laundry? Can I give you $5 to fold my laundry after I wash it? It's those little things. You need a support team. You need a support group whenever you're getting your PhD for not only the mental support, the emotional support, but also the physical tasks that you just can't get to. So, Darian, if I doubt that you'll ever see this, that's my housekeeper. I appreciate you, baby boy, because what?
Situation. What would you want to define you? Someone else or yourself?
Okay, I lied. I told y'all my next clip we'd be down in the room, but while my coffee is brewing, I was thinking, like, y'all, if you do not have like a motivational cornerstone or a back pocket of people that motivate you, I would recommend you do that. So my top two are Nipsey Hussle and Eric Thomas, and then I also use Dr. Antonio Webb. So Eric Thomas, he's a motivational speaker, which I'll drop all his information in there. Eric Thomas got me through undergrad. When I was a first year or a first generation college student, I had no idea what I was doing. I listened to the How Bad Do You Want It? Well, I actually listened to How Bad Do You Want It in high school, and it really stuck with me. And that was back in the day whenever Eric Thomas wasn't on Spotify yet, but he's on Spotify now. You can just listen to him in the car. And I would have to screen snip his YouTube videos, download them as MP3s on my Apple iPod back then. Apple iPod, that's crazy. My iPod back then, and I would walk around campus literally listening to the same speeches over and over and over and over and over. And he has this one called, I guess, just Show Up. I don't know. And he says, like, there were so many things that I didn't know for sure in life, but I just showed up. And so that was me. I had no idea what I was doing in undergrad. And I just kept showing up. I had no idea what I was doing in my master's program. I just kept showing up. And so I'm in my PhD program and I have a little sense of what's going on, but I'm still, nobody around me is doing this. Nobody in my family has ever done this. And so I just keep showing up. And so if I have any other piece of advice to you, is whatever you're doing, if you're like me and you're in a PhD program and you're outnumbered as far as gender or a particular demographic, just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't take the day off from class because you missed that day. Then you get to class the next day. You have no idea what they did last time. Now you're behind and then it confounds. So just keep showing up. As far as Nipsey Hussle, I think that goes without saying. Like, if you're in my age bracket, like, Nipsey Hussle is just so influential. And truly, like, rest in peace, because that was a soul that was so intellectual beyond his years, beyond just his whole like the whole rap thing. Like, that man wasn't just no rapper. So listen to Perfect 10. And then thirdly, Dr. Antonio Webb. Dr. Antonio Webb is a neurosurgeon. I think I'm saying that right. He's some kind of surgeon in San Antonio. And boy, when I tell you, just listening to him, watching his day to day, seeing him get up, do surgery, balance being a family guy, like, it's so inspiring. Like, so check that out too. Okay, our coffee is ready. It's just plain black today. So now I'm gonna get my backpack and we're gonna go down and we're gonna actually work and try to knock this out in about 45 minutes. So we got this conference room, and honestly, this is one of the key reasons why I chose to move here. just because I knew that I wanted a space of functionality that was still kind of my aesthetic that I could come to and work from whenever I didn't want to work from home. And so it's just beautiful in here. Like even the decor, you look around, it has outlets set up to the table, and then the Wi-Fi naturally, as well as like a TV to patch stuff to. So yeah, I'm just gonna set up in here and get some work done, and I mean, vibe out a little bit. By the way, purchasing an iPad for my PhD program was the best thing that I've ever done. Like it keeps me on track, and if I, like I said, if I need to access the internet, just kind of moving around, like I don't have to wait on some other. So I'm getting down here. I'm getting down here a little later than I would have liked to. So it might be, let's see, public Wi-Fi. I try to leave for work around 6 a.m. My job is about 35 minutes away. But today I actually wanted to try to leave earlier because one of my teachers is out and we're in star review, and my department kind of helps out with a lot of the star review push out that we do. And with my teacher not being there, I told him that I would offer additional support to his classroom and give them some additional items that they could be using, that they could still use with us there. So my plan is to leave here. It's 4:43. I would like to leave at like maybe 5:43. So we're just gonna see. Some days, man, the two-step verification on Google, it's like such a nuisance. But then I get it, like why it has to exist. So I'm not really complaining, but I am complaining. Okay, so it looks like my mid-program self-review was due March 22nd. But I didn't meet with my advisor until 2 days ago. So if you're my advisor and you see this, okay, so let me. Is that a good enough camera? Is that a good enough camera? Do I feel like that's good? No, I don't know. Okay, I wanted to change the lens on that. Okay, so for my portfolio contents, I need a CV, which a CV is just like an academic resume. So it's always funny when my friends are like, your resume needs to only be 1 page, 2 pages. And I'm just like, oh, you must not be in academics because ours are like 50, 60. The longer the better, right? I need a list of courses and professors. That's easy. I need transcripts and 2 writing samples. I need a lit review and what I consider to be my best piece in the program thus far. That's not going to be hard, except for I haven't written a lit review. So my advisor says I can just submit any of my 2 best pieces, so we'll be fine. I need conference proposals, articles, book reviews, research proposals, any IRB documents, so let's talk about IRB. So when you're doing research, you have to submit, or you have to get IRB approval, which IRB is the Institutional Review Board. And essentially, they just make sure that if you have human subjects in your study, that you are treating them with respect, you're operating in ethics, you're operating in, I was going to say legality. Yeah. Legality and ethics. And it's a really arduous process, I would say, but it's necessary. Actually, you'd be interested to know that the IRB, really a lot of that came from like studies like the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, which a lot of people have that experiment wrong. So when you hear people reference that experiment for like reasons for not being vaccinated, there is some truth to that, but you should probably look into that. But anyway, you need syllabi from courses taught, student evaluations, documents from leadership experiences in schools and communities, and then any other documents or evidence that you want to submit. And then my last thing is I need a professional mid-program narrative, which is approximately 5 double-spaced pages outlining experiences that have made an impression on you thus far, including my working theoretical framework with relevant research and theory synthesized and cited, my research goals, professional goals, next steps, and support needed. That's the huge chunk. So that's what's going to take the longest. All of these other things I can pretty much furnish like on the hop. I need to update my CV because I've just done so many things. I've done some literacy conferences that I need to add to the conference proposals. I have a few conference article submissions that are out right now. I'm about to submit another one, so I'll probably throw that one on today as well. Yeah. So that sounds like a lot, but it's gonna be okay. It is. It really is gonna be okay. When we think about like, somebody's walking by. Awkward. Embarrassing. No, but when we think about wait, all these other things we can pretty much knock out in the next like hour or so, but that one I'm gonna need to spend some time with. So I'm gonna go spend some time with it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's spend some time with it. Okay, so I've kind of reached a stopping point on the CV. It's taking a little longer than I imagined. I mean, even though I already have it written up, just kind of transferring some things over, making some things look cleaner for the committee, and adding some things that I've done since then, like a literacy conference. I've done a journal submission review for an adolescent teen journal that I need to add on. And I feel like something else. Oh, I got some publications that are in submission review. So I need to add those, but I also need to go to work. So I'm going to put this on pause and I'm going to go to work. And then on my lunch break, then I will come back to this and sort of reformat. And hopefully I can submit by the time my lunch break is over.
Lie detective determined that was a lie.
Part of mid-program review is me pulling a transcript. So our sheet blows. Now, I don't want to brag a little, but hold on now. Not the 3.875 in the doctoral program. Low-key though, like you really can't have nothing less than that. So I don't know if I'm really bragging or what, because like you get to start making B's around this job, and people start looking at you crazy. So now I am going through, you have to submit 2 of your best pieces of writing throughout the program. So I'm going through one of them. And it's so interesting, like you'll step away from a piece of writing that you did that you were really proud of, and then you'll read it and go, That's why it's important to, I always tell people like, yes, writing a paper in the nick of time is fun, it's cool, you're getting your best ideas out. But man, that editing, you really miss out on that editing, like stepping away from it, coming back to it with a fresh eye. This particular paper, I'm writing over the Oklahoma bill HB 1810 of 1997, the Ebonics law, in which they outlaw teaching Ebonics in the classroom. It's quite interesting stuff. They're kind of hinging on the California Ebonics bill that kind of blasted all over the social media of the times. I don't know. I think I'm going to use this. I think so. Let's just go with it. Okay, so it is 12:59. I just submitted my last little piece. One of the optional pieces that I wanted to submit was my IRS letter from the Department of Treasury saying that I successfully created a nonprofit. And so one of my lifelong dreams has been creating a nonprofit around literacy. And so I wanted to create this crowdsourcing scholarship fund to pay for first generation students of color's textbooks in their first semester. And I did this because I did not have textbooks in my first semester of college because we just couldn't afford it. And I'll tell that story later on when I talk about undergrad. But I would literally have to stand outside of class and take pictures of people's textbooks with my phone and then try to read it on my tiny little iPhone back in the day. That was when iPhones were about, half this screen. And so I wanted to start kind of filling some of those gaps, because a lot of times we think, oh, financial aid will cover it, or you can get whatever. Well, sometimes it just doesn't. And so it didn't for me. And so I started this one book project last year with a bunch of my friends, and we literally just go around raising funds between all of us, and we were able to give out our first scholarship last year, which I'm super excited about. I'm hoping to double it this year, although like I've been kind of slacking on the money raising, so I'm gonna get better at that. But yeah, and a part of like my job and the things that I do is literally putting my money where my mouth is and saying like, okay, if I'm so serious about providing equitable access to literacy instruction or literacy period, like what can I do? What are all the avenues in which I can be doing that? And so I thought of this as one way, another way, to literally be thinking about how can I put the book in your hand, to say you have this resource and you didn't have to pay anything for it. So that's just, it brings great joy to my heart. I love that. If you want to donate to us, I'll drop the link. But it's a really great place to put your money. It's not only support me, but support the kids around you and support the kids in your community that maybe without our help wouldn't have access to that. So anyway, shameless plug. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you so much for hanging with me. So many people reach out to me and they're just like, man, do you have the same day as Beyonce? And honestly, we all have the same day and hours as Beyonce. But it's just, and I do a lot of things with a smile, but a lot of days just look like this. They look really lonely. They look really tiresome. These are the moments where I'm just like, what am I doing with myself? But it's all worth it. Like, I'm so incredibly excited to get to do this work. And I just thank you guys for coming on this journey with me. If nothing else, send me love, lights, hearts, and kisses. And just your encouragement is all, because this is a very lonely process. And it is not always where I can call somebody at 1 a.m. and say like, hey, I really could use just a good word. So I thank you guys. I love you guys. I hope you have a great week. I hope you are manifesting and loving and kissing on somebody who's loving kissing on you. And I hope you have a great family and a warm bed to lay down in. And if you don't, then my DMs are always open. Not in that way, but just to, love on you too. That's what we need, human connection through all of us. So thank you guys. I love y'all. And I will see you on the other side of this doggone doctorate degree. See ya. Good morning. It is Friday. It is April 5th. Finally, it's mid-program review day. I'm going first out of everybody in my little cohort. We don't have cohorts in my PhD program. Well, they might have them now, but when I started in the program, we did not have cohorts. So I get too excited and I run out of breath and then I do things. So I'm trying not to do it. Well, anyway, so I'm going first out of my cohort today at 1. I got a whole bunch of meetings at work today before I do mid-program review. It's over Zoom, so I'm just going to find one of our rooms, like our boardroom or something, to do it in there. I'm trying to be like, not too casual, but like not so formal, especially since I don't have a haircut. I'm letting my hair grow out into my birthday in 2 weeks, and then I'm just going to get a massive chop and just kind of clean up everything. So a lot of people are probably like, man, we've never seen T looking like this. No, but I kind of like it, and it's giving me like writer vibe. Like, hold on, let me show you. Like, when I come in with these bad boys, throw them on, boom, the Harry Potter classic. Now I look like, it gives me like professor vibes. It gives me like rough professor vibes. Not my normal clean leather bound aesthetic, but like I'm a deranged English professor, like waving chalk around. I've prepped really well, I think. I have meetings today up until about 11. So then from 11 to 1, I'm going to just kind of sit still. And I have to work, but probably like closer to that one time, I'll take a look at all of my review material. I'll have it printed out, and then I'll do the thing. I don't know. It's a little nerve-wracking. All of my friends all of my colleagues, we are, been kind of bubbling with anxiety and they're excited that I'm going first so that I can be like, hey, by the way, don't forget. But yeah, I'm ready to do it. I feel well prepared. I feel well versed. I need to talk myself. So basically in the car on my way to work, I'm going to talk myself through my theoretical framework so that I can explain it, so that I can be more conversational about it. And yeah, I think I'm going to be okay. I hope, cross his fingers, and we'll just, that's kind of cool. We're just thinking through like what I'm going to say about my theoretical framework. Per usual, before I go, I got to turn on that, I got to turn on that young boy. Hold up. What we got today? What you gonna say? What you gonna say? What you gonna say? What you gonna say, Kentrell? What y'all be doing? Hold up. Hold up.
Count money and working on myself, that's if you wonder how I've been. Wishing if you there was someone else, I hope they love you like I did.
Oh, yeah.
Say you love me, but you can't. The shit you do for me, for another nigga, you do
What
the
you say?
same. I can't hold on, cause these critics dog in my name. I'm tryna move on. I'm not with your lies and with your games. You tryna fake a baby, I ain't tripping about that girl, I want your love.
2 hours later.
All right, we in there. It's go time. Whew, nervous. I feel my heart beating in my chest, like heart pounding. All right, it is time. Whew. I am, boy, when I say nervous, these people put on pants one leg at a time, just like me. These people bleed red, just like me. Yes. Oh.
Hey.
Hey, Dr. Burke. Oh, Dr. Elsie, Dr. Hendricks, Dr. Stewart, Dr. K, Dr. Torres.
That's pretty quick. Good job. Welcome. We're so excited to talk with you. Are you okay starting a couple of minutes early?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, that's what I figured. But just want to make sure I can put you back out in the waiting room if you like. Okay.
No, it took 5 more minutes to be more nervous. No, I don't need that.
Exactly. That's how I would feel too. Well, this is meant to be kind of a discussion and just kind of, we've read through your materials and just learning more. Sorry, I'm going to cough. Sorry. Learning more about where you are and where you're going and how we can support you. So we have a few questions, but they're very open-ended. And at the end, there's time for you to ask us questions. So welcome, and I'll go ahead and turn it over to Dr. Elsie.
Yeah, but even now, I feel like once we get there, it's gonna be like, we'll just do a study group. Like, okay, what's such and such, what's such and such. You can miss me on all the things that have to do with psycholinguistics, but other than that, I feel pretty good.
Because like I literally bought these books like on my theory because they have like actual things on them.
Yeah.
And I was, oh my god, I need to finish it like now. But
Nah, you super good. They do. They did read your stuff, so they are gonna reference some things. But other than that, like y'all are golden. Like
that makes me feel better.
yeah, you super golden.
Like I feel like I'm ready, but it could just be like confidence. I'm just ready to do it.
Nah, you're ready. You're ready. I promise you, you're ready.
For me, it's the anticipation. Once I'm in it, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's thinking ahead. Like, what are they going to ask me? What are they going to say?
Cause Sharon, what's your stuff again? Is somewhere reading recovery or no?
Yes, Clay.
Yeah. Okay.
Clay,
Yeah.
reading recovery.
Okay.
And I know a lot of them are reading recovery.
Oh yeah, that's. All right, so we just finished. I think it went well. You don't know for another 2 weeks, but I think it went well. I feel good about it. But at least y'all, it's done. I can eat real food now without going to the bathroom immediately. And I did the things. So yeah, and now I get to go into the weekend. So this is great. All right. Thank y'all for coming along with this journey. Like, subscribe, ask me questions, DM, send a kite, whatever you need to. We in this together. See ya.